And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the Grand Finals. The Grand Finals of the WardiTV Monday number 32. We are here with our best of 5 with our top 2 players of the tournament, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of El Dorado, we have the French Terran player, the Blue Terran, representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have as a opponent, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Twisted Minds. It is herO. And if you're in the chat, the predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our grand finals here. Again, Clem and herO, they are very closely matched in skill. You could definitely make an argument, I mean, easily for Clem that he's the best Terran, if not the best player in the world right now. And herO being the best Protoss player. I mean, you can always make an argument between herO and MaxPax. They both have their own styles, their strengths and weaknesses. But herO, he is at least the best offline Protoss player, and he even did defeat MaxPax in this very tournament. So you don't get better than this. You don't get better than Clem versus herO when it comes to TvPs. Let's go. Let us go. We did mention earlier as well that they are very closely matched in skill when it comes to their overall statistics as well. It is 57% in favor of Clem when it comes to overall series in 2025. So just over 50%. So Clem is favored, but herO does often make him work for it, and does often even take series as well. So all I'm hoping for is no 3-0. All I want is a back and forth, a game 4, a game 5. That would be my ideal, regardless of how this goes. And that's all I want, back. That's all I want. As for now, herO, he does already start mining through those mineral patches. herO, he intends to expand towards the south side. Meanwhile, Clem moves in with the SCV scout, and Clem, he does confirm the timing of the expansion. Doesn't see much else though. Does pull away, just making sure there's no shenanigans going on as we settle in. Now to have our racks into factory. Again, it was a more economic build here by Clem, going for the faster CC on the low ground, so just economic start out of our Terran player. Likewise, Sentry Opener out of herO. Again, Sentry Openers are very common nowadays, especially with the NG overcharge. It does mean that herO has access to an earlier hallucination. So hallucination scout here from herO. Likewise, a Twilight Council Opener into Blink. Okay. And of course, herO does open up the southern half of the map. And herO, does he go for a gate expand? No shot. I mean, he could cut corners. He could go for a gate into a third base. I'm expecting at least a 2-gate opener before the third. There we go. Second gateway gets thrown down. It is still going to be a economic and greedy build here. But not as crazy as an even faster third. Here comes that hallucination across the map. herO throwing down spotter pylons. For now, staying on 2 gates. And we'll see if he throws down a third gateway or if he expands. As herO moves out. I just want one troll. You're asking for a lot with that one. You're asking for a lot. As the hallucination does confirm the 1-1-1, does confirm no reactor on the factory, the Cyclone first as well, so he knows there's no Widowmine drop, and likewise no Reaper Hellion either. Instead, Clem opening up with a Cyclone drop in early tank production. Interesting. Here he will spot this, he will confirm. He will confirm the medevac. Stalker's moving in, Blink is not done. Nice movement here, nice positioning from herO. Clem, he commits, headed towards the natural. herO is keeping up. Here he rotates in time. Third base being taken. How many gateways? I believe 2. Yep, just 2 gate blinks. So 2 gate blink into a third base. Very greedy build here by herO. I think just very economic. Very economic. And we'll see if Clem can try to punish this, as there are going to be less stalkers to defend. But blink is still not yet done. Observer moves out to scout. The observer will barely miss the medevac. Just barely. So we have the Bay on the way, working towards Colossus. So this is a little bit more old school. I mean, it makes sense just because the greedy opener, but herO, he's not going into charge, he's not going into +1. I mean, he is, I should say, but this is after the Bay. So the Bay has already begun, working into faster Colossus. The observer does spot the drop, and here he reacts. He responds in time. Ideally here he wants to bait the medevac closer in before going for the dive. Speaking of, here comes the medevac, here comes the dive, he gets the medevac. Massive pickup, takes down 4 medevac, takes down the Cyclone as well. Does he trade? He does not. Shield battery does save the Stalker. And here he shuts Clem down completely. Nice defense here at a herO. Clem back at home, building up, also expanding towards the south side, also expanding towards herO. Aye. Getting into zone 311. Then he opens up that southern path, making his way towards the third. Here he has Zonaga, he spots this. Does spot the army. Does warp in. Oh, the boys, which is 2 base all in. The boys are being pulled. And boys are being pulled. +1 about to finish. Colossus will arrive in time. Remember, this was an earlier Colossus. Kites well here against those SCVs. But the army sims in, and here he's in trouble. Trying to hold on. Once again, nice kiting. The Immortal gets surrounded. But the Colossus does stand strong, does defend. Again, the power of the Colossus, and Clem, he realized he cannot end the game. He cannot kill herO. Remember, here he did intentionally go for the earlier bait for the earlier Colossus. Army always stim in. Army sims in, does not get the Colossus. Clem rotating over. Gets a pylon, gets a shield battery. Second Colossus has arrived. Meanwhile, the base goes down. Massive pickoff. Takes down the third. Charges down, but here he's up against the wall. He can't quite dive in. There's what, 5 Widow Mines protecting the tank. Poking forward. Taking the northern base. herO waiting for the third Colossus. Drop on the right hand side, just making sure there is no expansion. herO's third base is denied. Collapsing in. Pulls the boys. Boys are being pulled. Tank goes down. And here he should be able to hold on here. Yeah, cleans up the bio. Oh god. Okay, it doesn't quite trigger. Here he defends. He defends back at home. Fun fact, even though herO did lose the expansion, he does save his workers, and herO is still up in probes. Bearing in mind that Clem, he was all in, he pulled the boys. Clem, he lost a lot of SCVs, and he has not expanded. Drop goes down. And herO is going for the gold. Oh. Does go for the gold expansion. Raven harass here into the natural. Raven harass into the main even. Gets a probe, gets a stalker, we'll lose a Raven. herO, he's in a better position, and do you see what I see? I see 2 more Raxes. Clem, he's continuing the all-in. Clem, he is not expanding.
Game paused.
Ooh, looks like we have some latency issues. Hopefully everything is okay. I don't notice anything on my side, so it might just be local to herO. So, hopefully able to recover. But again, Clem, he just threw down 2 more Raxes. Not a third CC. Clem, he was already 2 base all in, and the 2 base all in continues here. The longer this game goes on, the better it is for herO. And the scary thing about this is that herO has the gold. So he will have an even boosted economy on top of that. So there's a lot of pressure on Clem right now. There's a lot of pressure on Clem. Looks like the lag has been dealt with. Looks like the ping has recovered. Clem pushing forward. He's got Vikings, but he's up against 3 Colossus. Oh, Prism taking a lot of hits. Prism goes down. Prism does fall. At the same time, down to 3 Vikings. Getting back up to 4. And Clem is just being chased back, just being chased down. Oh my god. Avoids a mine shot, another one does connect, Disruptor has arrived, shows it over. Takes down one Colossus, gets one, and gets two, down to one Colossus remaining. It looks like it will go down as well. herO did overextend. But it's only Vikings left, it's only Vikings remain. herO, does he have enough? He's crazy, he blinks in. Blinks off the ramp, boys are being pulled. herO, he will lose all these Stalkers. Again, Vikings, they fight quite well here. Ay. herO misjudging this very hard. Patience, you're in the middle. What are you doing? You're in the military. Again, herO, he was winning this fight, but he overextended. He did not target fire the Vikings initially. He lost all the Colossus, and again, he blinked into the ramp, into the main, and the Clem, he's floating over. He's maintaining himself, floating over his main. And herO, he's not as ahead as he should be. So he's also taking a fourth. Clem landing his main. I wouldn't even be opposed to Clem just landing at the gold. Just rushing into gold minerals. Main army gets spotted. herO poking in. He's at the Widow Mine. Clem's army, I mean, he's aware. Can't herO do anything about it. Clem getting behind the mineral line, denying mining at the gold. We're going for the base trade. herO just doesn't care. He just doesn't care. Goes across the map. Boys are being pulled. Boys are pulled into charge. Those Colossus, they're tied up here by the CC. And Clem, he will kill the gold. Remember, herO, he can always recall. Oh my god. Brutal friendly fire. 21 SCV kills. Colossus, they force their way into the main. There is a bio army. But barely anything here. I mean, there's no medevacs, there's no support. Dust him in. Wants a Colossus. Doesn't get it. Does not get it in the end. Colossus does survive. At the same time, we do get into the natural. The boys are saved. We get the mass migration here from Clem. And Clem is pushing into the main. Do we recall? Does he recall back home? What are we going for? There's no energy. There's no energy for a recall. +2 is going to be denied. Massive pickoff. herO sets up a proxy. Does set up a ninja base. And he will kill everything. He will kill everything here. Looks like 1-1 will finish up for Clem. Just in time. But in a head-on fight, Clem cannot take this fight. He cannot find his opponent. Workers are being saved. Base is being taken. Clem is down to 0 SCVs. He cannot macro out of this. Sure, he can mule. But he can't do much else than that. Can't do much more. As another base goes down, herO technically still has the main. Cleaning up more depots. Uh-oh. Yes, Clem is doing what he can. He's muling. He's down to one orbital remaining. Yeah, we got potentially Cloak Banshees on the way. Uh-oh. But here he has detection. He has detection. He has the high ground, moving in. And Clem, he can't take this fight. He cannot take this fight. The SimCity working against Clem. Colossus taking some heavy fire. One Colossus goes down. Nice pickoff. He gets one. But the boys are here. The boys have been pulled. One Viking left. One Viking remaining. It's going to be targeted down. Yeah, there's no escaping this. The Colossus reigns supreme, and herO, he has done it. Clem, does he float his building to the corner of the map? Does he? No. As Clem, he doesn't know this ninja base. He's now aware. He's now aware. GG gets called, and herO, he will take game number 1. GG. herO does take a lead in the series. Again, a very chaotic game state. Clem was hyper aggressive. He was all in. He pulled the boys, but he failed to deal critical damage. He did kill the expansion, but he did not kill many workers. So herO, he was just able to take a lead from there. We did see herO overextend. If you remember, I'm referring to the moment where he pushed in towards the natural when he lost his Colossus and then he lost his Stalkers thereafter. So herO did have a big overextension. He took a really rough trade, a rough fight, a fight that he didn't have to take anywhere near as poorly. That did allow Clem to recover in a way, but in the end here he was still too far ahead. Still too far ahead. GG, well played. herO takes the lead, and now we're getting into game number 2. Let's go. Getting into game 2. Gonna be loading into Amygdala. As we load into for one of the rush maps, one of the more aggressive maps, into one of the larger maps, or the largest map actually, in the tournament map pool. Let's go. We're loading into Amygdala. And then the crazy game there with Clem going for the all-in, going for the base trade towards the end. Crazy. Crazy. And here we go, spawning in the right-hand corner of Amygdala. We have the French Terran player, the blue Terran, representing Team Liquid, down in the series, but we'll see if he can make a series out of this and tie things up. It is Clem. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the red Protoss player, the red Protoss himself, leading the series 1-0, representing Twisted Minds. It is herO. We go. And again, everything just worked out so well for herO in that last game. I'm referring to his build of choice. Remember, he did decide to go for earlier Colossus production and delayed charge. And thanks to the early Colossus, he defended against the all-in. He defended very nicely against that all-in. He was able to hold the line, defend, survive, persevere, and snowball from there. But now that leads us here into game 2. Game 2 going to be a very different game state here. A much larger map. We expect economic builds. We expect mid-game, even potentially late-game as well. Keep an eye on our players. So now gate expand out of herO. Before Cybercore, so a bit of a greedier build here from our Protoss player. So we often go Cybercore before Nexus. Likewise, Clem going for an economic opener as well. Single gas into a faster CC. So settling in. I would just see Clem going for the SCV scout, just confirming hero's setup. Back at home, racks into factory. And we should just be having a more passive early game, and we'll see where things go in the mid game here. We could then see aggression here. We could see herO going for extra gateways into 3, even into 4 gate blink stalker. We could even see a Stargate opener. True, could be a Stargate. As this is not what I was expecting. Well, hold on. So usually in this matchup, we have a couple different ways to open up. We can go Stargate opener, we can go Robo opener, or Twilight Council. This is not one of them. We're going for a Forge. So Forge opener out of herO into Fast +1 into Fast +2 timing. I'm leaning towards going into a really early +2. Like, that would make the most sense in my mind. Unless this is Fast +1 into a +1 charge all-in. That's also viable, true. So is this a charge all-in, or are we setting up for a +2 timing instead? What's it gonna be? Because this, I've never seen this before. This side. We're treading new ground here. Hallucination moves down to get highest on the 111. Early tank production here out of Clem. Going for the early Mine Marine drop. Twilight Council's on the way. This feels like charge, right? This feels like an early charge timing. Meanwhile, Clem, he will try to piece this all together. Embrace Monk. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I'm leaning towards charge, but this. I mean, we are taking a gas. True. If this was charged, there'd be no gases. So this looks like blink now. 2 extra gases being taken. Show us what you got. Is it charge or is it blink? This is when it goes into glaives. True. No. Yeah. Hold on. Okay. Glaives is actually an option. Meanwhile, hallucination to bait out the mine shots. Hallucination. The hallucinations. They baited out the friendly fire. Oh my god. Friendly fire pops off. Clem is going to be forced back, and it is going to be charge. Okay, charge, not glaives. Gas is being taken. I guess this would be for Archon support, as 5 probes do still go down. Likewise, a drop in towards the main. Here he has no blink. But yeah, +1 early charge. I mean, there's a reason why we said charge all in before. Like, this makes the most sense here out of herO. But he's taking a 3rd. And the gases mean he can afford Temple Archives and take up even further. What's going on? What's happening? Okay, going for 1/1 upgrades, now going for armor. +1 armor on the way. This should lead into Archons and Storm. It should. But I don't see a Temple Archives yet. We can afford it. He has the money for it. Going into the Bay? Wait. What? 1/1 charge? Not into Archons or Storm, but into Colossus? Okay. Yo. herO, he's improvising. That's what this screams. This feels like he's playing with a smile on his face. That I can guarantee you, 100%, 100%. He's a happy boy. Oh no. It's like hero's streaming right now, and he's got like a roulette wheel that he's like spinning. He's like, okay, chat, what are we doing next? What are we doing? I'm gonna make a bay, then I'm gonna throw down a Stargate. Going to throw down a fleet beacon while also making disruptors, and then we'll go for a mothership recall into the main with sentry. It's like, what is happening? What is happening right now? Now, as fun as this is, I'm concerned that this doesn't really. Oh, never mind. Zelce do actually run past the army. Clem out of position. Zelce busts into the mineral line, catching reinforcements initially. 3 Zealots here into the mineral line. as if he's going to be going down. Army races back home, and Clem will defend. Clem, he will defend. There's a recall back home. Now, what I was concerned by, what I was going to mention here, is that I'm concerned that this isn't too cohesive, and that this won't kind of come together in the end. But I mean, we're getting there, right? Like we are getting into a +2 timing. +2 is on the way, so really fast +2, faster than normal. Blink is on the way, so now we have an answer here to some of the drop play. First Colossus has arrived. Now, charge has been revealed, and the bay was seen. Okay, I was gonna say that showing charge screams Archon and Storm, right? Like that's going for a charge-based opener. So Clem, he might have that on his mind, but I just mentioned he's scattered, right? He's scattered, he saw the bay, so he knows. He should be aware of the Colossus. There we go, Viking production has begun. So he knows to make Vikings. Otherwise, this would have been a big kind of mind game to avoid any kind of Viking production, but to make sure the Terran didn't have any. But it didn't quite work out. So around on the right hand side, he gets spotted by the Zelnaga tower. Here setting up on the left. Zelce do get across the map, catching out some Marines. Recalls on cooldown. Hold position micro here in the mineral line. Getting 4 SCV kills, not bad. Tanks are caught unsieged. Uh-oh. Tanks are unsieged. First wood mine does not go down. Colossal Snipes going off. I'll be honest, I'm shocked by how many Colossal shots that wood mine took to the face, but it's because one of them was fake. One of them was fake. Oh. Mine shots they pop off. Tanks are exposed. And here he shuts it down. Okay, it just forces Clem back, but Clem is moving in with a second army. herO, he might be winning on the top side of the map. What about towards the south side? Yeah, nothing in position, nothing at home to defend. There's no recall. herO, he's all in. herO, he's all in. The base will fall. But I don't think herO has enough. I'll be honest, the army, he's pulling himself apart. Stalkers, they all go down. Massive pickup, getting 4, 5, 6 Stalkers. And herO's falling apart. He's falling apart here. Miscontrol out of herO. Last pull back. herO now down in supply. He lost the expansion. Prototype popping up. It's been a chaotic game, but as it settles, like Clem, he is actually in a better position. He's in a better position here. He's on 3 bases. Ghosts are on the way as well, getting into +2. Has been chaotic, but Clem has found his footing. He's found his footing here. Now herO's not out of this, but herO, he has some catching up to do as he's getting into his disruptors. Oh, nice catch. Does not get a full medevac. Barely not. Medevacs, they barely get away. Likewise, Clem being active towards the top side. herO's trying to gain map control. Clem is maxed. Clem is maxed out. There's 1 Destructor with the main army. herO's got 4 Colossus. A lot of Colossi. The upgrades are heavily in favor of herO. He's getting into 3-3, by the way. 3-3 upgrades. And what Clem has? Clem has 1-1. 1-1 versus 3-3. Is that enough, though? As Clem, of course, has EMPs on this side. Has a lot of DPS. Getting up to 5 Colossus. He's getting a 6th Colossus. Getting up to 6. Ay, ay, ay. With +3. Oh my god. At a certain point, herO, he's going to be hurting without having many disruptors, so I'm a little bit concerned. Yeah, Vikings, they kite well. 1, 2 Vikings are down. This first Nova, the only Nova. And now we have more disruptor production. Now, the problem with going into mass Colossus is that they do overkill, they do overdamage. Like, they become a little bit less efficient, as in a way 4 Colossus do the same damage as 6. So this is inefficient out of herO. You could argue the one thing that this does do is that this maintains a Colossus count high enough, even if like 1 or 2 Colossus go down to the Vikings, like the DPS here is still going to be quite threatening. So there's a little bit more sustain with this army, I suppose. It's still not ideal though, because disruptors, they have more value when it comes to forcing your opponent to split their army, to split their forces. And regardless, herO moving in. Meanwhile, he has gained map control. He's in the goal base, getting top left as well. So 6 bases versus 4. I mean, this is a dynamic we see very often here in this matchup. So here he has full map control. He's up in bases, up in economy. Here he can afford these trades. Nova's there. Oh, getting called out. Disruptor goes down. Decent Nova. Decent Nova on the army. More disruptors on the way. And again, there's a reason why herO is not making more Colossus. I think he's recognized that he has too many and he needs those disruptors. Nice snipe on the lid. Liberator goes down. Vikings moving in. There's going to be 12 Vikings. They get 1 Colossus. They get 1. They get 2. There he goes off. A little bit too soon. A little bit premature. As we're down to 4 Colossus. Disruptors moving in. That's EMP. Down to 3. 3 Colossus left. As here is still pushing in, still moving forward. Now going for the Stargate. And the Dark Shrine. Again, here has a bank. He has a massive bank. He can afford these trades. Clem less so. So you're moving in with more Zealots. As EMP on the Stalkers. Here late to blink away. But Novas do connect, and here come the charge lots, and here he overwhelms. He will overwhelm. And here he's so close to breaking Clem. So close. Clem's stuck making more Vikings. Getting another Colossus. Hero down to 2. That's 2 Colossus. Army is overstimmed. And Clem, he's just being outscaled. He cannot keep up. Again, the trades have been brutal. The economy is still lackluster for Clem. Clem he has 48 SCVs. He has a 2-base economy. Against, what, 7-8 bases of hero? Aye. Brutal connection. Nova goes off. And here he's moving in. He overwhelms GG. Gets called. Hero, he will overwhelm Clem. And Hero takes a 2-0 lead. GG. Whew. GG will played a very chaotic game here between Hero and Clem. Very chaotic, especially early on. It almost felt like he was, again, improvising and playing on the fly or off the cuff. Going into early +1, into early charge, into Colossus. I mean, the upgrades were a factor. Remember, we had 3-3 versus 1-1 for a time there. It was crazy, just the upgrade lead that Hero had in this game with really fast 3-3 upgrades. I would say was a little bit inefficient by having all those Colossus, but again, he still had the greater economy. He can afford to be inefficient. He can afford to have some bad fights or bad trades. And yeah, Hero just overwhelmed. He just overwhelmed. He had full map control. Had what, 7 or 8 bases towards the end. It was crazy. GG. And with that, we're getting into our next game. We're getting into game number 3. And Hero, can he claim the series 3-0? Can Clem recover? Again, Clem, he is the best player in the world. Like, he definitely has it in him to recover. But we also know that Clem is also a very emotional player. Sometimes when things go poorly, it just snowballs out of control and it just has this cascading effect. And hopefully Clem can take a breath. He can take a breath. He can take a moment. Find that Zen. Wusa, if you will. And we'll see if we can make a series out of this and have it back and forth. Again, personally, I'm hoping for a game 4, hoping for a game 5. But the pressure is on Clem. Let's go. Go. As we're getting into our next game, it's going to be on Ultra Love. Now, we're loading into one of the smaller maps here, and this is where I'm going to be favoring Clem. If you remember, the last time we saw Clem on a small map was game 1 on El Dorado, where Clem did go for a 2-base all-in. And that's what I'm leaning towards here. I'm leaning towards these more aggressive builds and aggressive styles. That is where the Terran player can thrive in this matchup. And here we go, spawning in the top right-hand corner of Ultra Love. We have the French Terran player down in the series quite heavily here. The pressure's on. He has to fight back here and now to make a series out of this. For Team Liquid, it is Clem. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Twisted Minds. It is herO. Here's a genius. I would say that herO, he's an innovator. I mean, we all know this. We also saw this when herO came back from the military. If you remember, herO, he was he was the player that dictated the meta and formed the meta post the Void Ray style of early like COVID era of StarCraft. Like post 2021 is when herO he kind of popularized triple Stargate, triple Oracle openers, triple Oracle into +1 Blink Stalker. Like that was all herO. Like that was all herO kind of like leading the charge when it came to that sort of style in PvZ. Likewise in PvT as well. He kind of led the way, kind of again post COVID, post Void Ray meta. It was Void Ray meta was a dark time. that was a dark time, man. It was a dark time. Aye. And yeah, very often herO is just coming up with his own builds, with his own styles. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. I think we see that a lot, especially in herO's PvZ against Dark, for example, where he's often very experimental. And it's very hit and miss, right? And once he refines something that works, finds something that he likes, then he refines it and he iterates on it, of course. As the initial scouting probe goes down, double gas opener out of Clem. So Clem is going to be more aggressive here. So ranks into factory. This can technically turn into a 1-1-1 into a 1-base all-in. We don't expect a 1-base all-in, we expect a delayed CC, but regardless, aggressive build nonetheless. And herO knows. herO is aware. In an alternate universe, I wonder what would have happened in a PvP between these two players. What do you mean? I don't think you want to see that. If you're familiar with Clem, he has actually expressed, he spoke on this. For those who don't know, Clem, he reached #1 with his Protoss on the EU ladder. And Clem, he spoke about how, as the Reaper goes down, he spoke about how the one thing stopping Clem from full switching to Protoss is PvP. Like, it's the matchup that he dislikes the most when he plays Protoss. So Clem, he's not very fond of PvP, which is understandable. I mean, I think most people, they dislike mirror matchups. Clem notably, of course, disliking TvT. As hallucination does go in, does scout, does confirm the 1-1-1 setup. CC on the high ground, but very dedicated, very committed here from Clem. Hallucination goes down. Hallucination goes down. herO going for his own blink-based opener. Twilight Council, extra gateways on the way. How many gates so far? 2 gates. 2-gate blink out of herO. We'll see if he goes for a 3rd gateway or if he just expands and takes a 3rd base instead. herO, he has options. Does have options. Clem, he's pushing. Does have his first Cyclone. herO, he spots the tank move out. Clem, he's committed. Again, we spoke about the early 1-1-1. Actually turns back around with the tank. Never mind. Okay, turns back around. Doesn't like what he sees. Clem, he backs off. He races. He brings everything back home. herO, he was ready. I think what's important here is that herO scouted the push. He scouted the move out. So Clem, upon being scouted, he doesn't like his chances. So he pulls back home. Meanwhile, herO, he delays his 3rd expansion in favor of a Templar Archives. This I was not expecting. This is wild. So it's going to be, so typically if we get a 2-gate opener, 2-gate blink with extra gases, it's usually into a Bay, into Colossus. This is early Storm. Very early. So much more unorthodox here from herO. Again, usually it would be Colossus production. And herO, he can turn this into a Storm drop. Yeah. High Templar morph in. Prism is on the way. We should be chronoing out that Storm. We should be, there we go. There's Storm. Storm drop. Storm drop follow-up. Crazy. Okay. Now this is very niche. This is a very niche build, a very niche follow-up. It is very dedicated, very committed. Again, there is just so much resources invested into this drop, into this War Prism, into these 2 Eye Templar. herO, he cannot afford to lose this. Like, he can, if he loses this drop, it's game. It's over. Stormer's halfway done. Stormer's halfway done. Back at home, what do we have to defend? We have some Marines in position at the natural. Now, thankfully for herO, the Cyclone is at the main. Like, the Cyclone is the biggest threat to the War Prism, and the Cyclone's in the main base, not at the natural. So herO, he should be a little bit safer. There is a tank covering the mineral line. If herO moves in too close, then the tank will focus on the High Templar. As Clem is going for his drop. herO moving in. Uh-oh, they'll pass by each other. It's a bit awkward. They do pass by. Storm drop coming in. He's going to be denied. And herO, I mean, Storm is ready. He will miss his timing. There's a scan. Main army's moving in. Observer gets caught. Going for the mass feedback. Okay, and the Storm. Storm is revealed. More Templar moving in. Raven's going to be a non-factor. And herO, can he break his opponents? Can he break Clem? Bearing in mind, there's 1 tank in the back line. There's 2 Widow Mines as well. Storms are coming in. Up! The mine shot, so... Yeah, Widow Mines don't connect. Storms a melee zone away. The Storms are not good enough. Yeah, the Storms are not good enough. We get a better Storm towards the end. But Clem, he pulls up boys. He's holding on. Archons, they do come in to reinforce, but there's just not enough. There's not enough here. Again, the Storms are lackluster. Clem holds. Clem, he holds. And herO, he was quite committed here. He does at least save the Archons. Clem is going for his own double drop. herO, he doesn't really have much at home to defend. Oh my god, Mine Shot goes off. Mine Shot connects. Do we get a recall? Otherwise, I mean, yeah, there's nothing here. herO is going for the base trade. It's all or nothing. One way or another, the game is about to end. Prism goes down. High Templar moving in. herO, he does break the natural. Storm into the mineral line. There's 1 Storm left. Another Storm here on the SCVs. At the same time, that's going to be a kill at the 3rd. herO making a stand. He does make a stand. He does survive. GG gets called. herO, he defends back at home. And herO, he will claim the 3-0. Wow, GG. herO, he lost the 3rd base, he lost the expansion, but he did have warp-ins back at home. Likewise, herO, he was also pushing into the main across the map. He did have enough. I didn't think he would. I was a little bit concerned that herO would not have enough to break the natural, but he did. He was able to storm, he was able to break through. There just weren't enough reinforcements back at home for Clem, and herO, he pulled it off. GG. GG, well played. herO, he will claim the 3-0. I was hoping for a game 4, I was hoping for a game 5, but that is not the case here. herO, he will snowball out of control. And GG, congratulations. Congratulations to herO, as he is 1 step closer to that 50% win rate against Clem. I think it's now 45. I think it's 45% win rate versus Clem. He's almost at 50-50. He's getting there. He's getting there. GG. GG, well played. Aye. Fast Forge build and fast Storm build. Yeah. It was, again, it's just really risky, and even then I would say that Clem was in a better position. Like, I would say that the Storm drop failed for herO in that last game, but because Clem went across the map, we ended up like in a weird base trade, right? We ended up in a weird base trade where technically if Clem was at home, I think that the game would have continued, right? The game would have continued, would have progressed. Regardless, GG. GG, well played with that. Congratulations. herO, he will claim it, and he is this week's WardiTV Monday champion. But if you're a fan of Clem, if you're a fan of herO, MaxPax, Solar, Bjorn, Kior, even Bunny, I want to say, the players that I just mentioned, they're going to be playing again in the next tournament. Up next, we have the WardiTV Monday. We have the Monday Night Weeklies. That is the European tournament. So the European weekly event is going to be in an hour's time, in 1 hour's time, and all the players I just mentioned, they usually play in all 3. They play in the WardiTV Monday, then Monday Night Weekly, and then the Pigosor Monday thereafter. So back to back events. Do check it out. Do tune in. I won't be casting it. I believe that's going to be covered by Rotterdam. I believe Rotterdam and Steadfast, alongside Zombie Grub as well. They usually cover the Monday Night Weeklies, and I think Wardi, I think he casted last week. Like, Wardi usually does not cover the European weeklies, but I think last week he did decide to, so that might be a trend. That might be a trend of Wardi covering it, or maybe not. We'll see. We'll see. Regardless, do check it out over on their channels. We are going to be going to sleep. We're going to be getting some rest. Checking out our schedule here. We do not cover the Monday Night Weeklies. Instead, we cover the Pig Store Mondays. So as you can see on our schedule, we're just wrapped up with our Monday night broadcast, and we're going to be live at 9 AM KST. That's going to be 10 AM AEST. That's going to be in 9 hours. In 9 hours time, we're going to be live with the Pig Store Monday here on the channel. I'm going to go get some sleep. I'm going to go get some rest. I was just casting off of 2 hours of sleep. I am woefully sleep deprived. It was an intense weekend of StarCraft. Intense weekend. I haven't gotten much sleep, so I'm going to get some rest. And of course, we have the Big Star Monday in 9 hours. We have the Rex April Madness this evening, Tuesday evening. Likewise, Thursday as well. We have Code for Giants Cup. We have the Pondcast, Turtle Tussle, SEL, Firegrow Cup, Kung Fu Cup. Plenty of content, plenty of StarCraft throughout the week. So do tune in. Again, we are live more than any other channel out there, and more live than anyone else when it comes to StarCraft. So if you enjoy the content, do follow us on YouTube. Do subscribe, just because on YouTube we have all of the VODs. I don't expect you to be able to watch everything just because there's so much StarCraft going on, but you can tune into the VODs on YouTube to catch up on whatever you miss. So YouTube is the place to be. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. We do appreciate it. Thank you. I'm gonna go pass out. And we'll find someone to raid. Who is live at the moment? Who is live? Who can we send everyone over to? Let's have a look. Here we go. We can raid, of course we can raid Steadfast. I know Harsum is streaming at the moment. I think he's probably going to play in the tournament as well. Who else do we got? Yo, Nice is streaming. Let's go. Alright. Well, until then, we're going to get some rest. We're going to get some sleep. So thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow for some more Pigastore Monday action, or for the Rex April Madness. Regardless, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Until then, hasta luego. Ciao. Papi, ciao. Alright, I guess PSA. I don't know when. I don't know if it's this weekend or next weekend, but shout out to Rotterdam, did reach out. We are going to be playing a Basilisk Big Brain Match show match. Because of that, I have been trying to ladder that much more. That's why I'm so sleep deprived, because I've been instead of sleeping, I've been laddering just to get back into shape. And we'll see how that goes. We'll see. Not too confident, but we'll do our best. So we'll see what happens when it comes to that show match. Otherwise, we'll see you guys next time. Until then, thanks for watching. Hasta luego. Ciao, papi, ciao. Hasta luego.